Good morning, you guys. Happy 4th of July. This is 4th of July for 2021. And we are going to be doing a set today that is for our electromagnetic field. It's the Kundalini set for the electromagnetic field. Gosh, if I can get that mouthful out. Number 2. And that's what we're going to be practicing today. And it's really, I think it's such a neat Kriya. Like, for some reason, it was just speaking to me energetically when I was looking for what to teach today. And of course, when we think about 4th of July, we think about freedom. We think about the word freedom, but do we honestly ever really sit down and think about what does freedom mean for me? Many people will choose stability of slavery over the uncertainty of freedom. It's from a book called The Stoic Emperor. And I was like, wow, that's such an interesting quote. And the way that ties into our electromagnetic field, the electromagnetic field is that essence of our being, that vibratory experience that extends out of our physical being. Some people say up to 25 miles in distance. And that's the part of us that speaks not just to other people, but the entire universe from outside of our own being, that carries the energetic frequency, the tone of the truth of our being. Essentially, it's the truth of our energy. And a lot of times we can say certain things. We can say, oh, I believe this, or I believe that, or this is my truth. Yet, underneath it all, there's some underlying program still running that is keeping our actions, our words, our choices from reflecting those truths. And in that essence, that truth is not realized. It is not integrated and embodied by us. When that truth is not integrated and embodied by us, it does not speak through the frequency of our being, through that electromagnetic field, that part of our being that communicates to everything around us without even using words, which is probably one of the most precious and poignant ways of communicating to all the things outside of ourselves, right? Many will choose the stability of slavery over the uncertainty of freedom. Why is that? Honestly, I think often we're afraid of our greatness. We fear being the thing. We fear being the greatest truth. What is the greatest truth? The greatest truth is that I am a pure expression of divine energy. I am a literal expression of God, Source, Great Spirit. That is who and what I am, first and foremost. When everything that I do, say, or choose is aligned to that truth, everything flows from within that space. The electromagnetic frequency that we emit to the universe says, I am that. I am that thing. And through that thing, I am a creator. I'm a manifester. I get to choose. And to me, choice is what really speaks of freedom. Choice. I get to choose. That's like the whole thing about the United States that other countries still look to us for in many instances, is that we have the freedom to choose. We get to choose our religion, our creed, in many cases, much more than that, right? We get to choose. It all boils down to the choice. Socrates said the secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. So many times that underlying program that prevents us from fully embodying and integrating the truth of what we want to believe is that we're still holding on to the old. We're focusing our energy on fighting the old, on maintaining the old narratives, the old dogmas, the old truths. We're carrying around old, tired belief systems and so-called truths that are no longer serving us, and they're keeping us limited. But of course, there's comfort in the stability of the slavery over the uncertainty of the freedom. Because we're moving into this new paradigm, this new dynamic space, this energetic space. We have a choice right now to really tip the scales into this new energetic frequency where we really get to emit from that truth of our being. That truth that says, I am divine, I am that first. Every choice, every action, every word is emitting from within that space. And as I do so, I'm becoming that magnet for all of the incredible beauty that comes from making that choice. But I have to choose it. I have to choose to acknowledge that truth. The thing doesn't stop being true whether I acknowledge it or not. That's the first and foremost truth that we can ever come to understand in our humanity as far as I'm concerned. And I can choose to never acknowledge it. I can choose to stay stuck in the stability of the slavery, to continue to do the things that I've always done because it's easy, to not have to push myself past my comfort zone and press myself into these places of having to stand alone sometimes and to step into my bravery and say, I choose this thing. I choose to recognize myself first as the child of the divine, the essence of the divine manifesting itself through my humanity, and that all of the things that I choose and act on and say from this point forward are going to be reflective of that only. I'm not going to allow these underlying programs to continue to taint and poison my experience and keep me limited and stuck in slavery. So when we're in our practice today, we're going to be working on that electromagnetic field. As I said, that electromagnetic field is the essence of our being. It's that magnetic energy, that magnet that draws back into our experience, all of the light quality, right? I can say that I'm this one thing, and that's the egoic perception of myself, right? But if I'm not aligning myself truthfully to that thing, then my electromagnetic frequency is going to speak of something entirely different, because I'm not choosing to do the internal work. I'm not choosing to integrate and embody. And that takes time. It takes persistence. It takes continuing to, create the new. Just like Socrates said, we're not fighting the old, but building the new. I have to intentionally build the new. What does the new look like for me? What does freedom look like for me? What does choice look like for me? I get to choose. So today, when we're working on our electromagnetic field, I want us to remember, what do we say is our truth? What do we say are our standards? What do we say are things that we want to express and portray and draw into our life experience? Am I allowing myself to integrate and embody what I say is my truth? Or am I always keeping myself separate from that thing with all of the limitations that I create through my words, through my actions, through my choices, because there's still that underlying fear in there somewhere of being the greatness, of having the choice, of stepping out of my comfort zone, of doing the new thing, of being a way shower. Being a way shower can be really freaking lonely. It can be really scary. So we have to be willing to emit from that purest place of our own being, which is the authentic expression, which will never happen again. You're this person that you are given this opportunity to embody, this humanity that you have been given this beautiful opportunity to filter, to channel that God energy through and create something so beautiful and unique that this universe has never known. Am I giving myself full reign to totally embody that thing, or am I keeping myself separate from the fears, from the limitations? I tell myself I would rather be alone, that nobody needs to see me, I'm not important, I don't have anything to show anybody. All of the lies that we tell ourselves that keep us from the authentic embodiment. So today during our magnetic set, I want us thinking about if what I'm saying is matching the embodiment. Am I embodying what I say I believe to be true? Am I choosing that highest and greatest thing, which is to say, I am divine, I am source, I am that. First and foremost, and I recognize that part of my being always first. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to tune in so that we can come into this awesome Kriya that I just really love. I think it's awesome. And tap into your freedom, man. Like, tap into your freedom to choose the thing, to choose how do I want this to manifest through me? How do I want to channel this energy into this time and space? Am I giving myself permission to fully go there? Go ahead and come into your easy seated posture, dropping the shoulders back and down. Allow yourself to just draw the body. It'll naturally respond, working to take you into that fullest place of alignment, where you feel the collarbones rising up towards the chin, that chest is lifted, tucking the chin ever so slightly back and down, drawing the breath all the way down into the belly, anchoring those sits bones into the earth. This is my time. This is my space. I am not here by accident. Nowhere else is home. This is exactly where I'm meant to be right now in this moment, and I have so much to offer if I'll only choose it. If I'll only open myself up to the freedom of being in my authentic nature, being in my authentic expression, and emanating that from the magnetic frequency of my own being. Remembering that quantum entanglement, the energy that I emit right now can affect a star across the very universe. And when I really tap into the authenticity of my own being, this incredible, huge energy releases from my being that allows me to have that full connection, that full interaction with the universe around me, with no subduing the spirit, saying yes to the divine within instead of saying no. Take those hands in front of your heart space, start to rub them together nice and briskly, creating that friction and heat between the two palms of your hands, your pranic and aponic energies. Greeting both sides of the body, the two halves of the whole. Tuck your thumbs into your breastbone, forearms are parallel to the earth. We're going to tune in with that beautiful mantra, Om Namo Buddhaya Namo, tuning into those higher aspects of our being, calling forth your truth, calling forth that essence of divinity that we sometimes put on the back burner. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully and completely. Inhale to begin. Om Namo Buddhaya Namo. Om Namo Buddhaya Namo. Om Namo Buddhaya Namo. Inhale deeply, suspending your breath and applying your root lock at the top. If you're not on your moon cycle, pregnant, on hypertension, glaucoma, or any other issues that would prevent you from engaging in that lock. Exhale, gently releasing those hands down onto those knees and just fluttering those eyes open whenever you're ready. If you need a moment to sit in that energy, feel free to do so. Freedom does not come without the cost of somebody being willing to be on the front lines. Somebody has to be the one that's willing to step up, to step forward, and begin to carve the path forward. And in many ways, when we move into a new paradigm, a new energetic space, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be the ones who are stepping up and stepping onto the front lines and carving out those new availabilities for other people to have permission to also engage in. When I step forward and I step into my full authenticity and my truth, I open up space for other people to do just the same. Unfortunately for us, we don't have to sacrifice our lives to do so. We only sacrifice the egoic expression of our being, the thing, the perception that we thought we were, and say yes to the truth of who and what we are, and allow everything to flow from within that space. So we're going to go ahead and move into our first exercise of the electromagnetic field set number 2. Staying in easy pose, we're going to raise our arms at a 60-degree angle of the sides of the body, and we're going to engage in the breath of fire. Of course, if you're, again, on your moon cycle, pregnant, any hypertension, glaucoma, any of those kinds of issues, you're not going to be engaging in the breath of fire. Instead, you're going to be engaging in nice, long, deep breaths. We are going to be here for 3 minutes this morning. So we're going to go ahead, inhale and open those arms up, lifting them into the sky at a 60-degree angle. Keeping those thumbs plugged into the sky, you're going to take the fingertips and gently rest them into the pads of the hands. Those thumbs are plugged into that divine energy. We're going to use the breath of fire here, using that navel to forcefully press the air in and out through the nostrils, utilizing the navel point center to press that air in and out. We're not using the upper portion of the lungs, just the navel. Get ready to begin. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Inhale to begin. With this breath of fire, burning away all of the limitations, all of the fears that keep us from the embodiment of the truth, that keep us limited and small, as opposed to stepping into that divine expression. Using that breath to burn away all of those things that keep us separate, powerful, rapid inhalation and exhalation. This breath is so awesome because it reduces stress, it boosts brain function, it improves respiratory health, strengthens the abdominal muscles, and improves digestion. As those thumbs are plugged into that divine energy, allow that energy to flow down the thumbs into the hands, down the wrists, the forearms, the elbows, the biceps, the shoulders, all the way down into the heart space, totally filling you up with that divine energy, recharging you. Reminding you who you are. So you allow that energy to fill you up completely, remembering I am that. That is who I am. You're already 2 minutes in, you only have 1 minute to go. Keep that breath strong. This breath also strengthens the magnetic field of the body. They say that this breath is the key to higher consciousness. Inhale deeply, suspending the breath, apply your block. Exhale, really, really, really slow and gentle, releasing those hands all the way down to the earth. Keep those eyes closed. Take those hands gently resting on the knees. Just feeling into the energetic tone of your own being. How did that breath shift the vibration? How did it make you feel inside? Gently opening up those eyes whenever you're ready. We're going to come into our second exercise. So we're going to come up into our rock pose for this next exercise. If you cannot come into your rock pose, continue to stay in that easy seated posture. If you can, dropping those glutes down on those heels, knees are together, toes are together. For this next exercise, we are going to cup our hands, or excuse me, not cup our hands. We're going to have our right arm straight out in front, palm up. Left hand arm is going to be straight back, palm up. So it's just like this. I'll turn to the side so y'all can see what I'm doing. And the gaze is going to be straight forward. And then you're going to close your eyes, draw your attention towards your third eye space. And you're going to begin your breath of fire. You're going to be here for 2 minutes. We're doing lots of breath of fire today because we're really seeking to ignite that magnetic energy, that magnetic field, burning away all of the stuff that's not serving us, that's not serving our highest and greatest good. When you do the breath of fire for 5 to 15 minutes a day, it'll purify your blood and release deposits from the lungs. And breathing deeply, really drawing that breath down into the belly as you pump that navel point center. Because cancer cells hate oxygen. So you really want to fill up those lungs with that prana. This breath burns away disease and karma. Clarifies the spirit and soul. You're already more than halfway done. Keep those shoulders relaxed down into the sockets. You don't want those shoulders floating up towards the ears. You want to keep them nice and relaxed in the socket of the shoulder. Seconds left. So keep it strong, make this the strongest part of this exercise. Inhale deeply, suspend your breath and apply your root lock. Exhale, really slow and gentle. Release those hands back on top of the knees as you untwist that spine. Take the gaze forward, gently resting the palms of the hands on the thighs, breathing into the body. Take a moment to roll through those shoulders if you need to. Take some gentle shoulder circles or shoulder shrugs here if you need to release any tension from your body before we take it to the next side. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to take the left hand out now, the left arm out now. The palm of the hand is straight up into the sky. Reaching through the back arm, that right arm, palm of the hand is going to be face up. There's going to be a gentle twist in your torso. Taking the gaze forward, close the eyes, focus on the third eye center, and begin your breath of fire. This rock pose is called the rock pose because they say you can digest even a rock in this posture. It's great for your digestion and all of those organs that participate in the digestive process. That breath of fire stimulates the solar plexus to generate heat and release natural energy throughout the body. This is great for like a midday pick-me-up. In lieu of grabbing a coffee or whatever else it is people grab to get energized, this breath can be really beautiful for energizing the body whenever you need it. As I said, it strengthens the body, the physical aura, to give you greater protection against any perceived negative forces, no more absorbing the negative influence others throw your way. Act from your inner power. You're more than halfway through. You only have about 40 seconds left, so keep it strong. "15 seconds. Give it all you have to finish this particular exercise up. Inhale deeply. Suspending your breath, apply your root log. Exhale. Really gently embracing the knees, releasing those arms back down, gently untwisting the spine. Releasing the palms of the hands down on top of the thighs. Take those gentle shoulder circles or shoulder shrugs if you need to release any tension out of the body. And then take a moment to take that internal assessment of how you're feeling, what's going on inside of you in that energetic field, that auric field. Gently open up those eyes whenever you're ready so we can transition into our next exercise. And if this rock pose is compromising for you and you need to move now into your easy seated posture, that's okay. But if you can remain in your rock pose and you need to just tap out those feet for a moment, tap out those legs, that's okay too. Shift your hands into the earth in front of you and shift that weight forward. Tap out the tops of the feet here for a moment. Get some circulation going back in those limbs. And then releasing the glutes back down onto the heels whenever you're ready. We're going to begin this next exercise for 5 minutes, but it's like so beautiful. And it's really my favorite one. It's part of probably why I chose this particular Kriya today, just because I think it's so pretty and just you can get lost in it and just you feel that deep connection to divinity. We're going to create a cup with our hands, just like we're ready to receive something. And you're going to rest that cup just in front of the heart space. So those elbows are gently resting into the rib cage on either side. The gaze is going to be forward. And then you're going to drop your gaze down into the palms of the hands. And you're going to stare attentively into that space in those hands. And then as you inhale, you're going to stretch your arms out in front. The edges of the hands and the palms are still touching. And as you exhale, you're going to bring them back towards the heart center. Keeping the gaze in the center of the hands the whole time. Inhaling up. Fully extending through those arms. And exhale, take it back. Draw those elbows back towards the rib cage. edges of the hands are coming back towards the heart space. Inhale out. Exhale out. Breathing through the nostrils. Going to be here for 5 minutes. What's in those hands? To me, what's in those hands is receiving my birthright, which is everything that comes from being a child of God, or being the child of divine. All of the incredible, beautiful gifts that come from that place. Extending my hands towards the divine, receiving all of those beautiful gifts, and then drawing them back into my own heart space. Remembering I am that, connecting, opening up that channel of communication, reception, giving to the divine, to the Great Spirit. Remembering I don't have to earn any of those things. They are my birthright. When I accept the truth of my being, I have the ability to tap into all of the potential in that space. Everything that exists in the spiritual realm. The void from which all things are born, all creations manifested from that void, spiritual open space. Halfway through, continue to feed into that connection and access what may be there for you today. How might you best channel that divinity through your humanity right now in this moment? Honoring the self as you would honor the divine. Through all words, all choices, all actions. One more minute. Really surrender over to that truth of your being. Give yourself permission to see yourself in that beauty, in that majesty. Always worthy. Be willing to receive. And allow that reception to motivate your own heart. To share, to be open, to assist, and lift up all of humanity, every living thing. Inhale, lengthen through those arms. Keep that cup open and just receiving any of those last little things that perhaps the divine wants you to receive today. Inhale and suspend the breath at the top. Exhale, really, really slow and gentle. Draw that energy down into the heart space until the base of those palms rests into the heart. Give yourself a moment to receive all of that beauty, all of the things that come from being a child of God, all of the possibility, all of the freedom. Releasing the palms of the hands down on top of the thighs whenever you're ready. Take a moment to reassess the internal quality of your own being. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully and completely, releasing the palms of the hands down onto the earth in front of those knees, and tap out those legs, those feet, bring some circulation back into those lower limbs. You can circle those feet around those ankles if you need to. But stay on those hands and knees. Throw yourself towards the center of your mat. We're going to come down onto our elbows, keeping ourselves on our knees. And the feet are going to be together, and you're going to raise them up, just like so. Back is going to be arched, just as if you're engaging in your cow pose. So you're going to notice those collarbones broaden out, the shoulders fall back and down. You're going to stare into your palms with long, deep breathing for 5 minutes. So again, you're going to cup those hands, and you're going to gaze directly into the palms. You're going to be here for 5 minutes. It's not just special people who are children of God. Every single one of us is a child of God. Not one is more special than the other. Not one is more favored over another. We are all just as available to that beautiful energy of accepting our truth, accepting our place in the kingdom of the Great Spirit. These things are for you. So accept your truth and receive those words. long, deep breaths as you stare into the palms of the hands. Keep those toes up. Ensure that those shoulders are hunched and rounded. That those collarbones are broad, open. What's in those hands for you today? And you'll see we are motivated to give. It uplifts us and inspires us to share, to uplift, to assist. You only have a little more than a minute left, so keep it strong, continuing to gaze into those hands, those long, deep breaths. This last one will be a bit long. Thirty seconds left. I accept my truth, I accept my freedom. By releasing myself from the prison with social programs, the dogma, old narratives, and all of those things that are not me. Inhale deeply. Suspend your breath and invite your back, continuing to gaze into those hands. Feeling the energy of this exercise into your body, into your being, into that electromagnetic frequency. Exhale, you can no longer suspend that breath. Release those feet down into the mat. Take those hands down into the earth. Tap out those legs a little bit more if you need to. Draw yourself up into that rock pose if you can. Warrior easy seated posture if that's not within your practice. Close your eyes, resting the palms of the hands on top of the thighs, and taking that internal assessment of how you're feeling. What's going on inside of your own being. Gently opening up those eyes whenever you're ready. Remaining in rock pose, we're going to take our hands down into the earth in front of those knees and stretch those arms out as long as we can towards the top of the mat. You're going to take those hands into prayer pose and gently release the forehead down into the earth. This root drive posture. We're going to be here for 3 minutes. Close the eyes. Focus your attention inward and upward towards the brow point center, that place of intuition, that voice of God speaking through you, listening to the voice, listening to that divine guidance. We always say we don't want to do it alone. We always say that we want assistance, that we want guidance, and that voice is always there inside of us, ready to be heard, ready to be felt into. So open yourself up to that voice of intuition and listen to hear what might be there for you today. It's okay if you don't hear anything else. Sometimes it's just about being present. Sometimes we receive that information in ways we can't even understand, but it's there. Just open to receive. Willing to internalize that energy, to draw it into your own heart. Allowing it to root itself within your own space. With indelible truths. And you know, with no question, no doubt, you are the direct expression of divine intention. It's only natural to treat yourself as such, to speak to yourself as such, to make choices from that knowledge of your truth of being. Always uplifting, always supporting, always working towards the evolution and expansion of the being. Never to repress, suppress, or keep it enslaved. We only have 45 seconds left. Feel that heart space connected to your earth. Feel your connection to this time and space. Rooting and grounding yourself into this being, into this earth, universal experience. Inhale. Suspend your breath and enjoy your deep breath. Exhale. Release the breath. Breathe slowly and gently in this inhalation. Draw the palms of the hands down into the neck. And then rise up using your core strength. Roll that vertebra super slow. Take those hands, slide them all the way up on top of the thighs. Gaze is the last thing to rise up, forward, back in this neutral position. Remaining in this rock pose, keeping your eyes closed. Take a moment to feel into your own energy. Inhale, open up those eyes very gently and slowly whenever you're ready. We're going to come into some spinal flexations in our rock pose. Inhale, pressing the chest forward past those biceps. Exhaling and rounding through the spine. Inhale forward, exhale back. Keeping the crown of the head level to the sky and keeping the chin level to the earth below. Continuing on. You're only going to be here for 3 minutes. You're already about 30 seconds in. Got about a minute and a half left. A little less than 30 seconds left, so keep it really strong, finish strong. Powerful breath, matching that movement. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Inhale back to center, apply your root lock. Spinning the breath at the top. Exhale. Release the lock. Drop those hands down in front of those knees, tapping out the tops of those feet. Drop the glutes down into the earth. Swing the legs around in front of you so that you can come into that comfortable, easy posture. Easy seated posture. Close your eyes. You're going to come into a meditative posture here. If you want to draw those hands into Jnana Mudra, you're going to be here for 3 minutes. Pointer finger and thumb connect. The rest of those fingers are just falling down towards the earth as the wrists drape over the knees. Keep those elbows nice and straight, those arms nice and straight. Or you can just relax the hands on top of those knees. Draw the attention back inside of the self. Focusing on the breath. Keep that beautiful long center line of the body. Ensuring your shoulders are dropped back and down. Heart space is lifted up towards the chin. Chin is tucked ever so slightly back and down. Reaching through the crown of the head towards the sky above. You're already 1 minute in. Use that navel point to facilitate the breath, really using the belly, allowing it to lift up and away from the body on the inhalation, and drawing the navel towards the spine and exhale, fully expelling all of that stagnant air or prana within the lungs, replacing it with a new, energized, life-affirming energy. 30 seconds left. Inhale deeply. Suspend the breath and apply your arm. Sealing the energy of those exercises into our being, allowing them to facilitate the movement and energy necessary to draw us towards our highest and greatest good right now in this moment. Exhale nice and slow. Release the lock. We're going to do one more part of our exercise. Finish up today this Kriya before we move into that final Shavasana. But we're going to be in a final Shavasana posture. We're going to come into that close posture for this part of our exercise. So take those hands out in front of you, framing those legs as the soles of the feet are resting into the earth and the knees are bent. Use that core strength to really slow with grace and ease. Release the spine vertebra by vertebra all the way down into the earth until you're fully relaxed into the mat. Then lengthening through those legs. Take a little distance between those feet here. Arms are gently resting at the side of the body. And we're just going to shake the body all over. And that shaking motion is so good for letting go of all of that stuff that's no longer serving us. Shaking loose all of those energies that might be existing, not just within the physical being, but in that electromagnetic field that are no longer serving us. So just shake. Take time to shake all of that part of your body for a moment until you feel like you don't need to do it anymore. And then finally relaxing into that final Shavasana posture, that horse pose, allowing the feet to fall to the side. Arms are gently framing the body, the shoulders are relaxed down. Palms of the hands can be face down into the earth and face up into the sky. Listen to your body and play with your posture until you find that absolutely perfect, comfortable, supportive Shavasana pose to complete your practice today. Finding your breath and sinking into it. What is freedom mean for you? When we stand on our own 2 feet, when we accept the truth of our being, and we express that authenticity, recognizing that we are those divine expressions, we can often be called rebellious, wrong, black sheep, different, because we refuse to be what everyone else is. We refuse to play the game and to continue to live our lives locked in the past and locked in programs that are no longer serving us. Because we choose to focus on the current moment and the future, to stand by our beliefs, opening ourselves up to new mindsets, new outlooks, new ways of being, to be the way showers, and to open up new space for all of those who are ready to also shift into that truth, accepting their divinity, manifesting within. You are a victim, not a victim. You already are all that Source has created you to be. You will not be moved by what you see, but what you know. So much more than you've ever allowed yourself to believe. You're so much more powerful than you've ever recognized. Not the way that people visualize power from mortal eyes. The power of being purely expressed through that divinity. That power is not intimidating. It never harms. It only seeks to uplift and serve all of humanity, all of Earth, and every living thing, universal energy as a whole. So who are we to say no to that? Who are we to refuse our birthright? To refuse our freedom? To remain in prison? Really, really slow and gentle, start coming back to the body. Just drawing your awareness back to your own being initially. Then sinking further into the breath. Deepen the breath. Gently wiggling your fingers and toes. How does your body feel? How does your magnetic expression feel to you now? Wrapping the hands around the wrists, the feet around the ankles. Feeling that light, that internal light from within shining so much brighter. Taking those full body stretches or gentle cat stretches if you need. Draw the knees into the chest whenever you're ready to give yourself a gentle squeeze. I am that I am. I am that beautiful expression of divinity manifesting as human. Gently rocking and rolling up and down on the spine until you draw yourself upright to a comfortable seated posture so that we can complete our practice today with 3 long, deep, affirming set bones. I am truth. Truth is my name. Truth is my identity. I want you to mean it. I really want you to feel it inside. Take those hands in prayer pose, tuck the thumbs into the breastbone, and inhale deeply. Exhale completely. And inhale to begin. Sa Satnam, Namaste. I am truth, truth is my name. I honor that truth that exists within each and every one of you without the desire to change it, simply honoring that divine expression that you are, that beautiful, unique expression that only you can emit. Thanks so much for joining me today. While you're celebrating the freedom of our country, I hope that you will also seek to celebrate that ultimate freedom within you, that freedom to choose, that freedom to accept the truth of who and what you are, and to receive all of the beauty that comes from being that child of Source, Great Spirit, God energy. So I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys next week.